So information about me, like where I go, with whom I meet.
Good morning. Welcome to News for Hearing Impaired. I am Anil Thomas. With me, Sonia, this morning. First up, the headlines. India criticizes Pakistan on global platforms, says using the pandemic as an opportunity, terrorists have made innumerable attempts to infiltrate in India from their safe abodes across the border to carry out attacks at the UNOCT virtual session. India also says Pakistan continues to use every opportunity to peddle false narratives and make baseless, malicious and shocking allegations against India and interfere in internal matters. Locust control operations carried out in more than 275,000 hectares area from the 11th of April to 6th of July. Aerial spraying capacity strengthened for anti-locust operation, along with a Bell helicopter deployed in Rajasthan. Light rain spell in Delhi brings respite. Meteorological department issues a high alert, predicts heavy to very heavy rains in many parts of Maharashtra and Gujarat. Heavy rains continue to lash Saurashtra, over 1,000 people evacuated. Recovery rate from COVID-19 in India crosses 61%, with over 4,39,000 recoveries of patients. Over 15,000 COVID-19 patients have been cured in the last 24 hours. Active case rise to 2,59,000 with 20,160 fatalities. United States to formally withdraw from the World Health Organization in July 2021. Global body receives formal notification of the decision by President Donald Trump. It currently owes WHO more than $200 million in assessed contribution. Global tally of confirmed cases of COVID-19 above 1 crore 17 lakh, with over 5,42,000 fatalities. Brazil's President Jair Bolsonaro tests positive. WHO acknowledges evidence emerging of the airborne spread of the virus. And international cricket resumes today after a gap of 117 days due to COVID-19 pandemic. England take on West Indies in the first test in Southampton. Jason Holder and Ben Stokes to lead teams in historic test. And now for the stories in detail. India has yet again unmasked Pakistan before the world community on the issue of terrorism during an intervention at the UNOCT virtual session on Tuesday. India said that using the pandemic as an opportunity, terrorists have made innumerable attempts to infiltrate in India from their safe abodes across the border to carry out attacks. India's head of delegation, Mahavir Singh, said that while the world is coming together to battle the pandemic, Pakistan continues to use every opportunity to peddle false narrative and make baseless, malicious and shocking allegations against India and interfere in our internal affairs. Referring to Pakistan, Prime Minister Imran Khan's recent statement in his parliament glorifying Osama bin Laden as a martyr, India said this is a chilling reminder of the patronage that the international terrorist receives in Pakistan. India also called upon the world community to call upon Pakistan to take sustained, verifiable and irreversible action against terror outfits operating on their territory under its control. Pakistan's role as the epicenter of terrorism has been well documented by numerous international organizations, including the UN and FATF. Pakistan's Prime Minister had publicly acknowledged the presence of up to 40,000 terrorists in his country and that terrorists from Pakistan have attacked the neighboring countries. Recently, a UN Security Council report also said that around 6,500 Pakistani terrorists belonging to Lashkar-e-Taiba and Jaish-e-Mohammed are operating in Afghanistan. India, while criticizing Pakistan for peddling misinformation on Kashmir, said that Pakistan is seeking to portray its military, financial, logistical support to cross-border terrorism against India as a freedom struggle. Highlighting the gross human rights violation by Pakistani authorities in Balochistan, Khyber and Pak-occupied Kashmir, the Indian representative said that Pakistan had systematically and consistently discriminated against its religious and cultural minorities. Reports of forced conversions, attack on religious places of Ahmadiyas, Christians, Hindus, Sikhs, Shias, Pashtuns, Sindhis, Hazaras and Baluchis in Pakistan are well known to the world community. Rejecting Pakistan's fake narrative against India, the Indian representative said that the least Pakistan could do is to look into its own sorry state of affairs and put its house in order before pointing fingers at others and spewing venom against the democratically elected Indian government and its leaders. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman held a meeting through video conference with secretaries and CMDs of 23 central public sector enterprises of petroleum ministries, Petroleum Ministry, Ministry of Power, Ministry of Coal and Mines, and Department of Atomic Energy to review the capital expenditure in this financial year. The combined capex target for these 23 central public sector enterprise for the year 2021 is 1,65,510 crore. This meeting was held as part of the series of meetings that the Finance Minister is having with various stakeholders to accelerate the economic growth. In the meeting, the Finance Minister emphasized on timely capital expenditure of CPSES to give a boost to the economic growth of the country. Encouraging CPSES to perform better with timely achievement of targets, Finance Minister said that better performance of CPSES can help the economy in a big way to recover from the impact of COVID-19. Assam Chief Minister Sarbananda Sonowal reviewed the progress of Jal Jeevan Mission in Assam through video conferencing with Union Minister Gajendra Singh Shekhawat and Ratan Lal Kataria in Guwahati. The Chief Minister directed officials to provide 13,15,000 families with tap water connection under the mission during the current financial year. The aim of this mission is to provide potable drinking water to every rural household through functional household tap connections by 2024. Jal Shakti Minister said that out of around 63 lakh rural households in Assam, only 1,72,000 are provided with tap connections. Union Minister Shekhawat advised a strengthening of existing drinking water sources for long-term sustainability of drinking water supply systems. He stressed that these measures must be involved at the local village community level. Union Agriculture Ministry has said that the locust control operations have been carried out in more than 2,75,000 hectares area so far since 11th of April in various states. The states are Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Punjab, Gujarat, Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Chhattisgarh, Haryana and Bihar. The ministry said aerial spraying capacity has been strengthened for anti-locust operations. A Bell helicopter has also been deployed in Rajasthan for the use in scheduled desert area as per the need. Indian Air Force has conducted trials in anti-locust operation by using a Mi-17 helicopter and the results are encouraging. Indian Air Force started participating in anti-locust operation from the 5th of this month by deploying a Mi-17 helicopter for aerial spraying in Jodhpur district. This is the first of its kind exercise in the history of locust control in India. India on Tuesday stressed upon the need to take significant steps for combating climate change and called upon countries to implement the financial and technological commitments under the UNFCCC and Paris Agreement. Speaking on the 4th edition of the virtual ministerial meeting on Climate Action Union, Environment Minister Prakash Javadekar called upon countries developed country to once again do their part as planned under the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change and Paris Agreement. The Union Environment Minister also said that promise of $1 trillion by 2020 has not yet been fulfilled and hope that in the remaining 5 months. Highlighting India's efforts, the Union Minister said that India has achieved reduction of 21% in emission intensity of its GDP between 2005 and 2014, thereby achieving its pre-2020 voluntary target. Further, India's renewable energy installed capacity has increased by 226% in the last 5 years and stands more than 87 gigawatt. He said Prime Minister Narendra Modi has further announced the aspirational target of increasing renewable energy capacity to 450 gigawatts. India's total forest and tree cover is 8,07,276 square kilometers, which is 24.56% of the total geographical area of the country. Highlighting India's efforts towards cleaner fuel, Union Environment Minister said that India has also leapfrogged from Bharat Stage 4 to Bharat Stage 6 emissions norms by the 1st of April this year, which was earlier to be adopted by 2024. In Assam, the flood situation has improved considerably in the last 48 hours. Nearly 2 lakh people are affected in 13 out of the 33 districts of the state. One person lost his life due to the flood waters on Tuesday, taking the death toll to 39 this season. The Indian Meteorological Department has predicted heavy to very heavy falls in the northeast for 2 to 3 days beginning July 9th. Extremely heavy rainfall in the catchments of northern tributaries of Brahmaputra on the 9th and 10th of July, namely Sankosh, Manas, Beki, Danshiri north is predicted, which may cause severe inundation in the districts of Dubri, Chirang, Baksa, Bongaigaon, Barpeta, Nalbari districts during the 10th of July. Similarly, heavy to extremely heavy rainfall in the catchments of southern tributaries, namely Lohit, Naudining, Burhi Dehing, are likely to cause severe flooding in the districts of Tinsukia and Dibrugarh. Moving to Gujarat, the incessant rainfall for the last few days has led to a flood-like situation in several districts of Gujarat. The Meteorological Department has issued a 3-day alert in Devbhoomi, Dwarka, Jamnagar, Porbandar, Gir Somnath and Rajkot on Monday. These districts are witnessing heavy downpour as per the predictions. Due to the heavy downpour, 12 out of the 205 dams have been filled 100%. While 35 dams have been filled more than 70% and water level is increasing continuously in the remaining dams too. 3 dams of Devbhoomi Dwarka, 2 in Porbandar and 1 dam in Jamnagar are overflowing. 25 other dams have been kept on high alert as they can overflow at any time. Along with the dams, 17 small rivers and 5 reservoirs of the state are also overflowing. Gujarat Chief Minister Vijay Rupani is constantly reviewing the situation. Meanwhile, NDRF teams are deployed at several places to jump in action as and when required. Light to moderate rainfall lashed parts of Delhi NCR, bringing the mercury level down by several notches. Indian Meteorological Department has predicted that thunderstorm with light to moderate rainfall will occur over the adjoining areas of Garmukteshwar, Hapur, Barot, Kharkhoda, Rohtak, Meham, Bhiwani, Narwana, Kosli, Rewari, Bhiwari, Farrukhnagar, Nuh, Hodal, Bhawal, Kotputli, Viratnagar, Narnaul. Many states in the country are facing the fury of flood due to monsoon and heavy rains. To cope with the situations, more than 100 teams of NDRF have been deployed in various states, and many teams of NDRF have been kept on alert mode so that they could reach at any place where rescue and relief works are needed. According to NDRF, 102 teams are deployed on the ground. Among them, more than 50 teams are deployed in 6 states. 12 NDRF teams are deployed in Bihar. 11 teams of NDRF are present in Assam. They are helping the state agencies. 10 teams of NDRF are deployed in West Bengal. Besides, 8 teams of NDRF have been deployed in Gujarat, 6 teams in Uttar Pradesh and 5 teams in Karnataka. On 3rd July, Union Home Minister Amit Shah had reviewed the preparedness for the monsoon and floods in the country. Home Minister directed the officials to develop a well-planned scheme to reduce flooding and to minimize the loss to property and lives. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Home Minister Amit Shah have assured all possible help to the affected states from the centre. 40 million hectares of land, including Ganga and Brahmaputra basins, are flood-prone in India. Assam, Bihar, Uttar Pradesh and West Bengal are the most flood-affected states in the country. Foreign Secretary Harshvardhan Shringla and the U.S. Under-Secretary of State for Political Affairs David Hale held virtual Foreign Office consultations. They reviewed the entire gamut of engagements under the India-US Comprehensive Global Strategic Partnership, including political, economic, commercial, regional and international cooperation. In backdrop of the COVID-19 pandemic, they agreed to further strengthen the bilateral health partnership, including on pharmaceuticals and vaccine development, trade and people-to-people ties, including through visa facilitation for students and professionals, open and fair order in Indo-Pacific cooperation in UNSC during India's tenure were also discussed. The WHO situation report dated 6 July 2020 shows that India has one of the lowest cases of COVID-19 per million population. India's cases per million population is 505.37, while the global average is at 1453.25. Chile has witnessed 15,459.8 cases of COVID-19 per million population, while Peru, US, Brazil and Spain have 9,070.8, 8,560.5, 7,419.1 and 5,358.7 cases per million population respectively. The WHO situation report also shows that India has one of the lowest deaths per million population. India's cases of death per million population is 14.27, while the global average is more than 4 times at 68.29. Let's now take a look at the global update on COVID-19. The coronavirus pandemic has claimed more than 5,42,000 lives worldwide, while over 1 crore 17 lakh people have contracted the infection so far. With more than 29,91,000 cases and over 1,31,000 deaths, United States continues with the world's highest number of COVID-19 infections and fatalities. Brazil comes in the second place with over 16,68,000 infections and 66,741 deaths. In terms of death, UK is in the third place with 44,476 fatalities. The other countries with over 25,000 deaths are Italy, Mexico, France and Spain. The World Health Organization acknowledged evidence emerging of the airborne spread of the COVID-19 after a group of scientists urged the global body to update its guidance on how the respiratory disease passes between people. The WHO has previously said that the virus caused COVID-19 respiratory disease spreads primarily through small droplets expelled from the nose and mouth of an infected person that quickly sink to the ground. In an open letter to the Clinical Infectious Disease Journal, 239 scientists in 32 countries outlined evidence that shows floating virus particles can infect people who breathe them in. Technical lead on COVID-19 pandemic, Maria van Kerkhove, said that talks are on over possibility of airborne transmission and aerosol transmission as one of the modes of transmission of COVID-19.
We have been talking about the possibility of airborne transmission and aerosol transmission as one of the modes of transmission of COVID-19. Go ahead. But we have spoken about the importance of all of the different potential modes of transmission. This is a respiratory pathogen, and so it is important that what we know fits into the guidance that we have, which is why a comprehensive package of interventions are required to be able to stop transmission. This includes not only physical distancing, it includes the use of masks where appropriate in certain settings, specifically where you can't do physical distancing, and especially for healthcare workers.
Moving to sports, international cricket is set to resume after a break of nearly 4 months. The sound of the leather brushing the middle of the willow is all set to be heard again as England take on West Indies in what promises to be a historic 3-test series from today. The two teams will be in action in front of empty stands at the stadium in Southampton as sports-deprived cricket fans are expected to tune in from across the globe. England will be without the service of Captain Joe Root for the first test, who is with his wife as the couple are expecting their second child. England and West Indies both have ticked the right boxes so far in making arrangements for the test series while keeping the safety and health of the players and other stakeholders as a priority. A successful series between England and West Indies will certainly boost the hopes of other cricket-playing nations to consider resuming activities. Already, Pakistan have arrived in the UK and are scheduled to play 3 tests and 3 T20s in August and September. England will also play 3 ODIs against Ireland before the Pakistan series. The winner will be cricket if the England-West Indies series goes ahead as planned without major disruptions. That's all we have time for in this edition of news. But remember to follow social distancing because we need to see a better tomorrow. Thanks for watching.